dropped any frames since then, but maybe it'll always stay there. Who knows? So frustrating. I'm gonna have to call the ISP.
Yeah.
Shadow
Whoa!
Fiend is the last pick. That's
Shadow
a lot of
Fiend.
weird picks. Alright,
That
well,
is a
cool
lot
things.
weird. Actually,
Darkseer plus Shadow Fiend. It's always fun.
yeah. Because
And
since the
Jakiro.
last patch, there's of course been a lot of changes, and something that was said yesterday also in Talk Dota, like there hasn't been that much time to try out new stuff. And this is the time to try out new stuff, I feel like.
10 seconds.
Right now, as the patch is adjusting.
No, maybe not that, but I mean like
5 seconds remaining.
GosuLeague is a good place to test that out. Because you're facing a lot of different teams and you have 2 games. And right now Pulse in theory can throw one away. So they want to try out new things, maybe with the Shadow Fiend Bane. And I mean you don't do it for leagues or for games like Star Ladder. That's not where you're gonna try out new stuff. But
yeah, that's true. That's definitely very true. Though, and they do know that they only have to win 1 game. So even if things go a little weird, wow, gonna see a surprising Morphling pick, a hero, a hard carry that is extremely hard dropped off. Got hit so hard in nerfs that he just never sees play anymore. But he's getting played this game, and this is post nerf. He hasn't even gotten the 6.76 buffs, which slightly increases animation time. So his morph has so much more mana cost, his animations are slower, and his waveform AoE is quite significantly smaller. I believe it goes from like 250 to 200, something like that, which is pretty huge.
it is.
It's like, what, 20% less? Yeah.
Yeah, and he is like, if he gets a good start, if he gets his farm up, then he is still a good hero, but the point is, that's basically the same case for every other carry, right? So it doesn't have any extra value, I feel like, over a different carry that you could pick. So that's a bit. I'm curious to see how they do. I know Audio is a decent carry regardless, so might see some good plays coming off from him if he gets his farm off. And if there's gonna be an aggressive trial lane what she's on, he could get that early gold up very fast if they're gonna be pushing down those towers. But that will all depend on how they're gonna be running their lanes, and it looks like they're gonna run dual lanes. Oh god, a Keeper of the Light Undying dual lane. I mean, lane of death.
That's really interesting. It's a lot of nuke damage. Most importantly, they're going to have unlimited mana, so Undyne will be able to spam his nukes pretty easily here. At least on Pulse's side, they're going to be doing a Jakiro Shadow Fiend dual lane at least. Who is this in base? It's Mini. Mini might go jungle with this, because it looks like they're maybe putting Bane mid. Bane sitting mid has a no talisman already, which gives him a huge damage bonus, and he's got Enfeeble at level 1, so this means he wants to shut down the Queen of Pain mid. And this is actually something decently viable, because Enfeeble has been recently buffed, and now has 30 damage reduction at level 1, which is a huge component of Queen of Pain's damage, over half of it, so he should be able to easily outlast it to Queen of Pain in the mid lane. And I think this is actually going to be a jungling Bat Rider, I'm guessing, at least. That's what it looks like.
Yeah, it does look like it, and he can do it too. I mean, Darkseer can solo the top lane. There's a dual lane bottom, Shadow Fiend, Jakiro, and even though, well, they can counter push slightly, of course, at Ice Path, still very strong, but, well, a Bat Rider anywhere else wouldn't make a difference on the lanes, really, so he could indeed be going towards the trees and do a pretty good job there. And what I like most about that Bane mid, by the way, is that normally you see a Bane, he is played as support then, and he'll get levels very slowly, but I like Bane if they are going to be able to be a bit more aggressive, to have that Fiend script up so fast. And just
yeah, that's really good as well.
Leaving the mid lane and go ganking stuff.
And especially when they're dual lanes as well, if you can just ulti, there's less disables in every lane to shut you down. So I think that's going to pay off really hard. I do think that we'll be able to see Bane have an advantage mid here. I think Mini might actually be pulling into the... No, he actually did grab Sticky Nail Palm at level 1, so he's going to start off with a small camp, and I kind of want to see what he's doing. I'll keep an eye on some of the other lanes as well, but he is going to... no, he's actually just kind of pulling things back while popping Sticky Nail Palm. So he is completely jungling a Bat Rider, and this can work out if you know what you're doing. All you have to do is stack up some of the large camps, and then you can later kill those with Napalm and Firefly.
Yeah, and yeah, stack them up. Napalm, Firefly, and just chase them around. That is, it's pretty solid indeed. If, like you said, if you know what you're doing, if you have the patience for it, because that's a thing that you really need to have. And then you can easily farm that up. And,
I wonder if we're going to see Bane finish a Dagon. What do you think? He does have the null talisman, of course. I think it's a possibility, but...
Really?
Yeah,
I mean, he would get a lot of burst.
On that hero. Yeah, exactly. And it gives you an extra 300 damage against for burst. There's a big nuke actually on the bot lane. Undyne nailing the Jakiro and the Shadow Fiend. Illuminate helping out as well. So they're all still level 1. And this is the annoying thing about Keeper of the Light. But he's only got about 2 more of these. Actually puts a bunch of damage on Regen. Regen has to back off the dive and get the first blood under the bot tower. Wow. Regen overestimating his survivability against the Undyne Keeper of the Light. And Undyne's one of the scariest heroes at level 2. So I'm not surprised at all that it's just happened.
No, and there's like so much burst coming off from those 2 heroes alone, like Illuminate and that Decay. It's just deadly, apparently. So at least for Regen it is. He'll be a lot more careful now, though. Probably, and not be caught out as much. And they have got a ward there now as well, just placed by the Jakiro, so they will be able to see when the Keeper of Light starts charging up his Illuminate again. But that's something to watch out for sure.
Yep, back on the mid lane. If we check last hits, it looks like Bane is sitting at 7-7. Queen of Pain is now at 4-3, so he does have a slight advantage. And he has an illusion now, which means it's even better last hitting for him. That's going to be looking good. There's some pulling actually coming from Mini, pulling the 2 large camps together. Another nice thing you can do with Firefly. And you can actually do this quite easy without even having to be concerned with getting harassed, just because it is so easy to take these last hits. Undyne diving again on Regen. He's going to stroll away again.
Yeah,
might take some hits from Fishbone.
Finds the Jakiro, Ice Path, all hits on him. Batrider thinking about coming in. Tara still hitting on Werner. We should introduce the blue salve.
Did we do that?
Introduce the players. We haven't done that yet. And I think people would like to know, because I think Evo is still for a lot of people unknown. So I'll just go over them. We see Blue Core playing the Keeper of Light support. Werner is going to be playing the Undying. And we have in the middle, we have Blah Blah Foo playing the Queen of Pain. Top lane is going to be 13 as support Sand King and Morphling farming on the top lane, played by Audio Dodo, who's got 16 for 6. He's actually doing quite nice on these last hits here. Of course he has semi-free farm.
Yeah, alright, and for the Radiant team, this is Team Pulse. We have Fishbone on the bot lane on Jakiro. Regen playing Shadow Fiend, going to take another nuke. Mid lane we have Scrambled Eggs standing in this game, playing Bane. We have a jungling Mini playing Batrider. And on the top lane it's Bonsai playing Darkseer. And I also like to point out, there's a playing blade on this Morphling. It's very weird. Very, very weird. 12% bonus damage. What did he... Oh, he cut trees out, so you can go between. Okay.
Yeah. That's the reason why he has it, apparently.
You only had to cut 2 trees to do that. Very interesting. Helps out for his support, I guess, to get behind the Darkseer. And Darkseer is going to have some engagement with the Sand King. You can't trade too many hits, though, because Darkseer is a Stout Shield, and it's just a little bit too much.
And unless he wants to really use some mana for Burst Strike. Queen of Pain, I thought for a second she might want to go top, but changed her mind. Not wanting to try it out on that Darkseer. Of course, Darkseer, one of those heroes that can get away very easily, so I don't blame them for that. Bane level 5, a level higher than the Queen of Pain. So Scrambled Eggs, I think this is actually Pinoy, by the way. He's doing a very good job. 17 for 16, amount of denies is quite insane. 8 for 3 on the Queen of Pain. So Bane definitely winning that lane.
Yeah, those last hits are so tough to take when you have minus 30 damage. Not to mention, Bane's got really good animation, and he's also got pretty good base damage himself. Plus, with the no talisman on top of that, works out quite nice. And he does go bottle first. What's he got coming out to me? A Boots. Maybe going Boots. Undying gets another kill in Shadow Fiend on the bot lane. Missed that one. I don't know if you caught that, but...
Nope. It was probably the exact same thing that we have seen happening with the Illuminate, the Decay, Soul Rip. It's just nothing you can do against it, or at least not unless you move back to base when you're very low.
Yeah, and he's actually delaying Tombstone to do this as well. He's got 2 levels of Decay and 2 of Soul Rip, so gives him tons of burst damage. Tombstone going to start things off. He actually wants to kill Fishbone here. Only going to get 1 zombie spawn, but the slow might be enough. The Illuminate comes through, going to do slight damage, and he gets right click. He's actually rocking this lane with just Decays and Soul Rips. Very cool to see. Not as concerned about the team fighting. Mid lane, big ulti going on Queen of Pain. Won't be enough burst damage, though. It's going to put her low, and she does get killed pretty easily. That was just a Fiend's Grip. And Mini coming in and doing some burn damage. Pretty cool.
Yeah, and that's the start of Bane level 6, almost level 7, so at least Pulse takes the advantage on the mid lane, because bottom lane and top lane, obviously having that off lane solo there, that's not the lanes that they're being very successful in right now. So I'm hoping for them that they can still step it up. But that Undying Keeper of Light lane, that really is shutting down that Shadow Fiend. And they're gonna find the Keeper of Light in the jungle here. Ice Path lands, and that's gonna be Shadow Fiend getting a kill, but he's still getting chased down by the Undying. 5 seconds until he has a Tombstone up again. But here comes Mini around the corner, who wants to go for something.
Oh my
God. Neutral kills off the Shadow Fiend. And now it is Undying in some trouble here. 3 stacks of sticky napalm, but he still wants to go for Jakiro. Gets Jakiro as well. Here comes Pinoy around the corner. 4 stacks of sticky napalm. Queen of Pain joining the party. Bat Rider, a couple hits away from dying, will die. Queen of Pain picking up the last hit. Now Bane has to get himself out of there. Undying, doing his name justice, does not die. And Regine getting denied by that neutral. That was a shockwave going through, wasn't it, from the satire?
Yeah, it just kind of targeted him. He's like, he's low, I want to kill. And then he took it, killed him. Very weird to see. Not very common. He may have still died either way, so I don't know if that was necessarily a blessing or a bad thing. But yeah, he probably would have. He's going to have the mana for the decay. Would have just taken a little longer before he got the kill, but who knows. A really rough game for Region, though, but that's a lot of burst damage with these 2 heroes on the bot lane.
Yeah, and it's only Keeper of Light dying, so not all that much. It is Undying farming, and he has 4 kills and 1 assist. And just now he was level... wasn't he? He was not level 6 yet. It doesn't even hasn't even skilled his golem yet, by the way. Never mind. But he didn't die, and there were 3 heroes hitting on him.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive what early Undying can do with a magic stick and a stout shield. Another shockwave coming through, trying to grab some last hits, but Keeper Light gonna miss them all. Back on the mid lane, Scrambled Eggs is now level 7, 24 last hits, 22 denies on the top lane. Morphling is actually doing really well. He's got tons of last hits, but we're trying to see a gank from Fishbone. 3 Ice Path. Trying to grab an SK, but he's going to burrow strike away. Boneseye's going for the dive, actually, but he's taking a bunch of damage from Morphling. Creep damage as well. Fishbone will transition. He just needs to land 1 disable. It's over. There's a dual breath. Gets a reliable disable. And Ice Path as well. 1 right click and it's all over. Burrow strike comes through. Needs 1 more hit. And he won't be able to go invis. He's going to be able to juke though. He's got 2 dual breath in 2 seconds. And he's going to have to commit to this. Fishbone really wants to kill. And here comes right click. And there it is. Grabs it. So Fishbone snags the kill. Morphling not able to block him in there, and now he might have to be a little careful though, because Morphling's going to have a level 4 waveform coming forward any second. I assume he's going to go for it. He does waveform forward, and Morphling snags the kill, so probably not worth it there.
No. Not if you're going to give Morphling a kill. Was the first kill that he's been in, and he gets it. And you know, Sand King dies, that's all nice and stuff, but then like I said, it's not worth it. In the meantime, bottom lane, Lasso hitting on Undying. There's also the Fiend script. There's no getting away from that one, but Illuminate still picks up the Shadow Fiend. Keeper of Light just hanging back there with his blast. Keep the lane in check. Tier 1 tower died on the bottom lane also in the meantime.
Wow.
Regen rune up on Mini. That's nice, he'll need that one.
Man, that's pretty impressive what just a dual lane can do there, if you do win your lane so hard. And Feeble's used again on Queen of Pain mid. The Fiend's Grip also very important against an Undying. Undying as a hero needs to be able to cast his spells, otherwise he will not be able to survive. And that's the very core important thing about the hero. He's not supernaturally tanky, his armor is relatively low, his HP is not that fantastic, but when you throw Soul Rips and Decays into the mix, he gets so difficult to kill just because of his ability to increase his HP so rapidly.
That's for sure, indeed. 1200 gold up on the Bat Rider. Do you think he's gonna go for Blink Dagger as the first item after his normal brown boots? Oh, he's gonna maybe look at Keeper of the Light again. But here comes the Undying from the back, and now Mini has to back off. Let's see if he's gonna be able to do so. There is gonna be a Tombstone still if he wants it. Not even needed if the Burrow Strike hits. 1 more hit needed, and that is Undying picking up the kill. Still use his Tombstone, just in case, I guess. No more people thinking about coming in.
Just really like to see his zombies on the board.
Yeah.
Probably something like that. So very easy kill. That was Bat Rider dying. I think Blink Dagger is going to be the go-to. He actually does buy an item. It's going to be a Magic Wand and Tranquil Boots. So he goes Wand, Tranquil Boots. After dying there, he knows that his rush is essentially failed. I mean, especially if you get to about 1400 gold or so, and you're like, okay, I could get a Blink Dagger. But then when you die, it's like, okay, I just lost 400 gold or so. I'm going to be moderately behind. Maybe I should just give up and go for the better early game items. And I think that's what he just decided to do there.
Yeah, I would say good choice, because you never know when you might die from the combination from the Undying Keeper of the Light. He has been picked off twice now? Yeah, he has. Sand King was thinking about coming in there from the side, but then realized he was quite outnumbered. Bane coming in from the side though. Fiend's Grip up on the Undying. Is there going to be a follow-up there? There's some raises. Ice Path going through. Deafening Blast, Blinding Light rather, going through. Undying still goes down to the Bane with Sand King now on the way out. Vacuum does not hit, right clicks to follow. I should still go down though, and he will Sonic Wave coming in though. Doing a lot of damage. Queen of Pain, I'm not sure that's what she was intending to do. She's kind of stuck in the forest. He will blink in and scream. Yeah, Mini in the meantime finding there's no lasso up on him, and blink away. We'll be ready in 4 seconds, but let's not blink away, because 4 points in that, what's it called, Brain Sap. It's just too much. Bonsai still on the chase for the Keeper of Light, vacuum into that Iron Shell. But here comes Sand King also, Burrow Strike. This was a bit of a too big of a dive. I think he will pay for it. Surges himself away, will try to stay alive. Having Mini help out. Mini also very low life though. Here comes a Tombstone. Is it still gonna hit? No, it's not. Mini out in time. Bonsai still on the run as well. There's gonna be another decay. Only 19 HP left on this Bat Rider. Still trying to chase it. Will have his Firefly off soon. Illuminate goes through. Does not get the kill. 35 HP and there's another decay to pick him off. At least the Darkseer was still alive at the end of that one.
Yeah, I don't know if it was completely worth it. The Darkseer may have been able to survive by himself, and Mini ends up dying. He's only got 1,000 gold now, and was trying to go towards a Blink Dagger, so that will slow him down a slight amount, but either way, they did still team fight pretty effectively. Now, Evo doesn't have that many stuns, as we saw in the last team fight. Bane was able to just ult the Undying and just set up tons of disable against him, so it's going to be rough for him, I think, to deal with this mid to late game action, as there aren't that many stuns for them to throw and interrupt those channels.
No, they really need that Sand King there, because that's kind of the only one that they have. Adapter Strike, you can count on that one, but yeah, you want Morphling to be farming there, so to involve him in all those fights in the mid game is probably not the wisest thing to do. I do think though, like, they could have gotten a lot more out of that team fight if Queen of Pain didn't blink herself inside the trees.
Yeah. That was definitely a big loss for them, for sure. They're actually coming for a gank mid. There's the Ice Path starting things off. Flaming Lasso, but good Burrow Strike initiation is going to maybe save Queen of Pain. She will be able to blink out. Morphling comes in, wants to kill. Waveform's going to miss, though. That is his main source of damage. They might go back aggressive again. A lot of heroes on the high ground. Mini wants to make it happen. He's going to start off with some Firefly damage, have him walk through that. Morphling already taken some pretty good hits. Taken pretty insane damage, actually down to 300 now. And he continues to stack up the Napalm. This is the best way to play Bat Rider. You want to try to entice them to chase you, and then you do tons of damage with the Firefly Napalm combo.
Yeah, and Morphling actually fell for it. He walked a bit through the flames and then probably realized, oh, my HP is dropping faster than I thought it would. Let's not do this. A good choice by him indeed. And it looks like they're going to put some pressure on that tier 1 tower.
And in case his Quillian Blade wasn't weird enough, he actually picks up a Helm of Iron Will at the moment, which is either going to be a Veil or a Helm of the Dominator, either of which would be pretty weird, actually.
Very unusual.
I mean, he doesn't have that much damage yet, so lifesteal is really not that fantastic. The Veil would arguably kind of work because of the fact that you could use it in conjunction with Waveform and all of your allies' magic damage. I mean, maybe that's what they're going for, is just... That's so unusual. That's armor and intelligence going to a Morphling. No matter what he does here, I just don't think it's going to be cost efficient.
Well,
maybe it's going to be an armlet.
If it is going to be, if it is going to be a thingy, wow, a Veil of Discord, you have a Sonic Wave, an Epicenter, and an Illuminate. So if you are able to time everything at the same time, oh, Mini in some trouble there, but Audio doesn't chase. Now the Firefly is up. Mini actually gonna chase. He does have a last two. He's just gonna go for it. Queen of Pain though blinking in. Mini now in a lot of trouble. Here comes Pinoy. There's the Fiend's Grip. Queen of Pain, you're dead. Burrow Strike hits. Up on Mini still. 13, taking down the Bat Rider. And well, Sand King will be backing out. At least the Morphling didn't die, which is a good thing for Evo, but having that Queen of Pain die for a Bat Rider right now, I don't think that's entirely worth it. Yeah, probably not. It is a Helm of the Dominator for Morphling, so he's got some lifesteal. Scrambled Eggs wants him kill. He does have the Dagon picked up, so 400 burst damage there. He's going to have a Brain Sap that does 300 pure, so he's doing about 600 total damage. He's looking for the kill. Here comes the Epicenter. It's going to be really bad. Brain Sap first gets the Dagon kill, but the Epicenter's doing some huge damage to Bane. He does get picked off. Fishbone trying to trade, at least snag the Morphling, but he can morph strength, and here comes more tower hits, and Fishbone's going to get killed, so a little overly aggressive from the Bane, but I don't think he realized that Sand King was there. He just wanted to snag the Morphling kill. It did not happen. Nope. Bat Rider, by the way, up to 1700 gold again, so still going for that blink dagger, even though being set back by quite a large portion, I feel like. Here's the oh wow, pipe up on Dying. He wants to go for this dive on the bottom lane. Activated it. Very smart. Forces everybody back. Looks like tower will be dropping with the next creep wave that will come in. Actually, no, they have a ward. They see Bat Rider flying in, knowing something might be wrong, and they back off. But actually, this Shadow Fiend is really not being able to do all that much. This bottom lane shut him down so hard. Look at his items. Yeah, I think he had to go these items, though. I mean, when you die this many times in a lane, you have to get shreds, and a bracer as well is going to help out. I expect he's probably going to maybe drum treads, something like that, for some decent attack speed. Top tower does get killed by Evo, so we're looking at a 14-9 game. And in terms of the gold graph, it's about 7,500 advantage, which is huge. Barrett's going for the dive in the bot lane. He's got a haste. He's super fast. He's going to pull Undyne all the way back to his allies. 2 stacks up now. Flush going first, but Tombstone is off cooldown, or on cooldown. Sorry. There's one more nuke coming through. Big nuke from the
huge nuke from Keeper the Light. Queen of Pain ultis as well. And there's the Fiend's Grip finally. No stuns to stop that one. And that is the easiest kill ever against Queen. That's really where Fiend's Grip starts paying off with a very, very mobile hero who's good at getting away. And maybe it's going to work really good against Morphling as well, I'm sure.
I think so too. And actually buyback from the Undying. Who is back on the bottom lane, and they really want to continue this push. There is still a Tombstone up right now. They still have the Spirit Form from the Keeper of Light, but there's only 3 heroes here from Evo, and they're up against 4. Not sure if they're going to be able to do it.
And there's the Blink on Batrider as well. He used the haste to initiate the previous fight, but Blink is such a clutch initiation. But no Flaming Lasso for 40 seconds. When he gets that, he's actually going to go really aggressive, a little too far forward from Mini. He's going to take it to K. Some mana drain as well, but he'll be fine. Luckily, has huge base strength now.
Yeah. Will be nerfed again, but for now he's a happy tanky Batrider. And they do defend this bottom tower, which will mean that I think Undying's buyback was a bit too hasty, not really all that worth it.
Did he?
He bought back.
Oh, he bought back from when he died the bot lane. Okay, yeah. I see. And that's going to put him pretty far behind. He's got decent items right now with a pipe and an arcane boots, but I'm sure he'd love to have maybe a Vanguard on top of this, which he could have at this point with his kill-death ratio. 6, 3, and 2 is pretty fantastic. He got a ton of last hits. He's at 75 last hits versus Shadow Fiend's 48, so he definitely won the lane. I think he could have a little bit better items, and maybe the buyback was a little too hasty.
I think so too. Darkseer actually hasn't died yet either. Oh, are they finding someone? They found Mini, or gonna go down Mini, or are you? He's still alive with 50 HP. No, Keeper of the Light just picks him up like that. The wards doing their jobs for Evo for sure. As that was actually the last few seconds of the wards that were there has now disappeared. They're gonna continue their push on the bottom lane, not giving up, and more TPs incoming to defend it from Pulse because they don't want to lose this tower. Would give too much of an opening. Ice Path not gonna hit anything but creeps. Illuminate going through, doing massive damage. Tombstone up there, so they can't get in close. In the meantime, from the side, it is Pinoy that had a Fiend's Grip on the Sand King. Sand King who did not channel his epicenter yet, and it's gonna be Pinoy that's gonna try to get away. Will go down though. Morphling helping out, and Undying picking up the kill. Tower went down and all of that as well, and they will be backing off. No longer defending their tier 2 because it's gone.
Yeah, it was a really smart play by Evo there. It was some slight miscoordination by the Radiant team. They wanted to initiate the Bane Elemental, went around the gap to catch the Sand King, and he did ulti him, but the problem was that right before Bane went in, they ate that huge Illuminate, which lowered everybody's HP by, 350 magic damage. It's just so much that they're like, okay, I just lost half my HP, I don't feel comfortable going in. If it wasn't for walking right into the Illuminate, they would have been able to jump on that Sand King and possibly kill him, but Bane just ended up dying while initiating, which is really unfortunate for the Radiant team.
Yep, and that means that they couldn't go in. Also not catching some strays, which is something that you of course normally want to do if you know that your enemy is backing off. They couldn't do anything anymore. And they are also going to be giving away Roshan, because that's the prize that Evo is going to get for that push. And it's going to be Queen of Pain that picks up the Aegis, which I think is a very good choice, because she has been dying quite a lot. You want her to stay alive to be doing all that damage.
She gets killed by Bane. That's how it goes. A lot of burst damage and a lot of disable. Top tower, first tower killed for Pulse, except it's a denied, so not super fantastic. There's a Yasha and Morphling next, so I guess he's going Helm of the Dominator into a Manta style was his item choice. Still very, very weird, but some roaming. Mini does have his ulti up, level 2 ulti by the way, so 3.5 seconds to disable, plus his Blink Dagger, so he can jump in and pick somebody off. Queen of Pain would be ideal. Well, not as much now because she has Aegis, but picking off Keeper of the Light or maybe Undying if they can swing it, but I don't know if it's possible. Sand King or Keeper of the Light are definitely their targets right now.
Yeah, I saw drawing from Pinoy on the minimap targeting top lane, but Morphling already made himself invisible by going to farm the jungle rather than staying on the lane, even though he's going to show himself soon again. He's going to be there together with the Undying, which will mean that Shadow Fiend, who still has been having issues farming, is almost got his mid-throw hammer for his BKB. He's forced back again and still has not got a place to farm. He's on 68 last hits. That's not something that you see often from a Shadow Fiend that's level 11.
Yeah, he's sitting on the bot lane. Tower's going to take some damage, so we see one raise heal on Morphling as well. And they will try to take down the tower, but Minis might shift over. The Dire team doesn't have vision of this, so they could get there without him realizing, but he's going to leave immediately. He actually comes to the top lane pretty safely, as we see a TP from Bane in. So all of any of their ganking intentions on the Morphling are shut down now, as he does go back to his base and now going to start jungling. And this is probably why he got lifesteal, perhaps, is that he could jungle a little bit more reliably. And the bright side is that he doesn't need any strength at all to jungle with lifesteal, because he can increase his damage by so much that he ends up healing a corresponding amount of damage taken. He's at no threat of dying, of course.
Oh, he's got 2400 gold already, so he's farming pretty fast at that. 124 last hits, been in 5 kills, not died yet. He's looking very good. I mean, if we look at the net worth, it is him and the Undying, both on Evo, that are highest up on there. And for Pulse, I mean, the person I wasn't expecting highest for Pulse on there, it is the Bat Rider that is highest for net worth. Which...
That's weird.
Yeah. We have seen him die a lot. We've seen him get his Blink Dagger fairly late, or at least later than he was aiming for, because we saw him saving up for it. But he is highest on net worth. It is the Shadow Fiend that's second, but yeah, Shadow Fiend has just had a rough start. Not been able to get back on top after.
Yeah, the dual lane from Evo was just really strong. Keeper of the Light Undying. It was enough to shut down a weak dual lane of a Shadow Fiend with a Jakiro. And they did make some slight mistakes, getting killed a couple times, but after the first death happens, it's pretty much all over. You have to try to make a play with while you take an EXP advantage, preferably around level 3 maybe. They should have roamed the Bat Rider to try to get kills, but the kills happened before that. Mini on the high ground actually going to spot Morphling. Will he initiate? He's going to think about it. He's going to hit him. There it is. There's the ulti coming through. They're going to be able to ulti to... Oh, this is the easiest kill ever. Super easy kill on Morphling. He didn't have his strength set up. He was almost all agility, got disabled on the high ground, and even after the last one finished, then they have Fiend's Grip, and then they can also Brain Sap Dagon. Like, he had no chance at all of surviving. So, great hero picks against a Morph.
Yeah, and he of course, I mean, he had his replica up, but like I said, he just had no chance whatsoever. No wards either. In the meantime, his team had a smoke gank up on the bottom lane, well, mid lane rather, but of course they didn't find anything. They are going to take a tier 2 tower in return for having their own tier 2 tower getting taken down. I wonder which team is going to TP earlier though. Or actually, Pulse is going to both are going to be backing up. Well, that's boring.
I think it's totally understandable though.
Yeah.
I mean, Pulse, they killed the enemy hard carry, and they're behind in terms of towers and gold, so they traded a tower. So if they can trade, if you're behind and you're trading evenly, that's generally a good thing. You don't want to continue their advantage going up, because if they have an advantage and you trade evenly from there on out, you're actually lessening the gap on a percentage basis. So it's actually totally fine that they did that. Plus they made out by killing the Morphling. So Morphling not farming during that whole time. He lost gold. He actually finishes a Sanjin Yasha. It's not going to be a Manta style. Very surprising. Now, Sanjin Yasha is better than it used to be. It's cheaper, which means it's more cost efficient, but very surprising to see this. We could see it disassembled later, made into a Manta style, but I dare say he's going to leave this on a Sanjin Yasha.
He is very fast with that. And he could move more... Nah, that doesn't make sense. Yeah.
Minions, treble mid.
Ooh, sorry.
He looks pretty dead. That was a smoke gank by 4, so they strolled in and rocked him pretty easy.
Yeah, looks like an easy kill. On the Bat Rider again, and he is still highest up on net worth for Pulse. And I mean, that's the problem with Vayne though. I mean, he had a good start mid, he was doing great, he got kills. But right now, I mean, he's not a hero that can farm very fast. He's going to be in some trouble though. There's going to be a sandwich.
Oh wow. Top lane, they're going for a kill on Morphling. Is he going to macro fire this? He does, but it's a little late. But the counter initiation coming from Evo, and that's going to be death for Vayne. Probably we'll see Jakiro die as well. There's the dagger, and that's the guaranteed kill. So, wow, really unfortunate for them. They were trying to set up a gank off on the Morphling on the top lane. If it was just them two versus Morph, they would have had that. Fiend's Grip plus Macro Pyre, Dual Breath, Ice Path. Just tons of damage output on Morph. I think they could have killed him, probably, but the counter gank from the Queen of Pain and the Sand King, too strong. Yeah,
it was a sandwich. They were just locked inside, the two of them, and they were going to die probably regardless. But first, you know, their first reaction was, ooh, Morphling, we can take him down. Not gonna happen, unfortunately for them. Tier 2 tower will go down as a reward for that as well. Boros strike up on the Shadow Fiend. Here comes the Bat Rider looking for a target, trying to find the Queen of Pain. She BKBs. We have Morphling being locked inside the last two. He is not gonna go down though, already morphing into strength, reformed through it. It is the Shadow Fiend that drops to the Queen of Pain. And looks like Bonsai is gonna be in a lot of trouble too as the Darkseer goes down and the Bat Rider just flies away. Looks like Blue Core might be staying alive here as well. Use this mechanism just to make sure that happened. And that is Jakiro going down again. Did he actually buy back to be there again? Mini still in some trouble. It's gonna be Pinoy. Oh, from the high ground though. He is locked in again. There comes the decay. They're not gonna chase that. But that's 3 heroes down for 0 in favor of Evo.
Yeah, it was not a favorable trade there. Region was out of position. The tier 2 tower was easily killed as they were pushing forward. They knew that they were pushing forward, but Region was up on the high ground next to where the dire ward was. So they saw that he was there. He lost half of his HP before he even got to press his BKB. He did ulti, but it only hit one guy. The other guy BKB'd, and from there wasn't a whole lot Shadowfiend could do. He even, I think, missed a couple raises. Had some rough team fighting there from Pulse. And once Shadowfiend was initiated on, the rest of the team was forced to initiate. They had to engage at that point, and it was an unfavorable situation and not what they needed to do at this point in the game. So that really does put them quite a ways behind.
Yeah, do you expect Bane to go for... What do you expect Bane to go for? Picked up a Perseverance.
It's going to be a Lincoln Sphere, almost for sure, I believe. If you, I talked about the lack of disables in the Dire team, and it's still there. All he has to worry about is a Burrow Strike disabling his ulti, or a Adaptive Strike from Morphling. Unless I'm missing a Sheep Stick or something like that. There's no other disables. I don't think that the blind spell, I don't think that stops channeling spells. I'm pretty sure it does not.
It does not. It works like the Force Staff, I believe.
Okay. So yeah, the only disables Burrow Strike and Adaptive Strike, and if he has a Lincoln Sphere, that's one of the two disables, so pretty good chance of him being able to just completely channel his Fiend's Grip in that case. So I think it's going to be a Lincoln's. And it also increases his HP and his mana pool and makes him more survivable. I think it's a great choice.
We'll find out hopefully soon. I mean, he is still a long way to go before he can pick up something else. But at least he's got his Perseverance ready. And if you look at some of the other items, I mean, we have Mini finishing off his Force Staff, so extra mobile right now. Oh, they're gonna go in, and wait a second, Queen of Pain blinks away. No lasso for her anymore. I mean, Jakiro doesn't have that many items. BKB is ready on the Shadowfiend, but in the previous fight we saw that it didn't really make any difference. Unfortunately for him.
It could have if he popped it at the right time. He got initiated on by the Sand King. There's only so much reaction time he can do. I don't blame him for pressing it late by any means. He might get ganked again though. They're actually pulling in a 4-person team fight. Fishbone being initiated on. Morphling comes forward as well. I think Fishbone is pretty dead here. He's going to try to TP. Is he going to be able to survive? No, Adaptive Strike gets the interrupt and he is gone. Might even see Region get picked up. Queen of Pain's chasing with the haste. There's the BKB and he's just going to TP this. He knows that he's in a lot of trouble. There's no way he could have survived without teleporting there.
No, and hopefully for the rest of his team they will be able to take a tier 1 tower in return, but there's a TP in already from the Undying who pops the pipe. Epicenter, Sonic Wave, that's the Bane going down. The rest trying to get himself out. The Surge, the Blink, the Force Staff, the mobility is there. They should be able to stay alive, but they have 5 heroes now in the mid lane, and they are looking for blood on a tier 3 tower, possibly.
That was insane mobility there. They engaged on 2 bottom, and immediately afterwards, Pulse said, okay, they're all bottom, we can try to take this tower. And they went for it, and it wasn't able to happen. They couldn't take the tower because immediately Keeper the Light TP'd and then recalled somebody again. And she did that, or he did that for the bot lane as well, just kept using recall and really showing the strengths of that one ability that a lot of teams maybe don't use as well. And Pulse was not able to take the tower. They lost the Bane as well, lost the slight team fight. And they're going to be able to hold this off, I believe, for at least 12 seconds, but I mean, another disadvantage going to their team.
Definitely. What do I see? Oh, it's an illusion. It's actually very nicely done. Bonsai actually pulled the creep wave back using an illusion, making sure that there would be backdoor protection should they have continued going for it.
I don't think he necessarily did that on purpose, but eventually he's like, oh, I have an illusion here, and then he moved it. Oh. But it was sitting there for a very long time.
Well, like I'm gonna think he did it on purpose, because that would be nice play and stuff.
Yeah, he did pull it away once you realized it was there. I mean, yeah, he did pull it back. That was very good. And it did delay the push. And they can't push without creeps, that's for sure. They don't have any mantas yet. Once again, Morphling went Sanj and Yasha. He's got 4,600 gold now, so maybe he will make his next item choice. Whether that'll be Ethereal Blade. He could go Ethereal Blade now, I think. Wouldn't be too bad.
Maybe he wants to finish the Satanic. Ooh, blink. Oh, that is so sad.
Yep, that's an illusion they don't quite realize, and there's the Brain Sap killing it.
Yep.
And now they go,
Yeah. That is a bit of a shame. Actually, I haven't looked at the graphs the entire game just yet. No, there's a lot of people always wanting to see that, but there is a 14k gold advantage for Evo, so that's a lot of gold right there, and 12k also in favor of Evo for the experience. So they are looking pretty strong right now. Even though... Yep. The hard carry potential from the Morphling... Oh, there we go. That's an item that we see more often. He picked up an Eagle Stone, so Butterfly on the way. Unless he still wants to go for an Ethereal Blade.
I think it's going to probably be Well, the fact that he has Sanji and Yasha kind of looks like he wants to right-click, and he probably should be a little worried about out-carrying them. I guess he doesn't really need a ganking tool from Ethereal Blade. He could just go Butterfly and focus on just doing as much right-click damage as possible, because the only way that they're going to lose at this point is late game. So getting late game items is very important. In the meantime, Pulse wants to take the Tier 1. Can they take it before the TPs come? It's going to be Undyne first, and they're going to back off. They don't feel safe. Burrow Strike on Bonsai. He's going to have a Surge in 1, and here comes the Surge any second. One Ice Path to stop keeping the lights. Well, Queen of Pain goes in. BKB on her. She wants to grab a kill. Morphling comes. There's the ulti. Picks off Fishbone to start things off, and Region in trouble as well. He's going to pop BKB and TP again. Now down to 7 seconds. So Pulse is so far behind now. They had to do better in the early game, because now they're just tactically so behind.
Yeah, and this is all movement, by the way. I mean, they were too late with pushing the bottom tower, and Evo just, as soon as they got Roshan down, TP to where Pulse was, knowing that they could take the fight if they met them head on, and just try to pick someone off on the way out, and they managed to get one. I think they should be happy, Pulse should be happy they didn't get more, because there was definitely potential for Evo to be able to get more, I think. But
And they're
nice,
now pushing bot lane.
Indeed.
Hero's dead, so it's pretty easy to do.
Yeah.
Morphling picks up a lot of last hits, hasn't spent his money yet, so I assume it will be a Butterfly. I think a Butterfly Scotty would be fantastic, actually. Probably the scariest chasing Morphling build in the game. Plus he has lifesteal, so... and that does stack with Eye of Scotty, I believe, if you're ranged.
It does.
So that would be pretty cool to see. It's level 19 right now. There's the pipe to go on the high ground. They won't have to worry too much about Macropyres. The Ice Path first, Dual Breath next. Puts Morphling slightly low. He's going to have to waveform out as the creep wave does get killed, but Illuminate just destroying creeps, man. It's really good at killing creeps.
Yeah. And it's in the meantime we saw the Shadow Fiend trying to do something. He's again gonna pop his BKB and TP out. I think he's, well, that's the 4th time he's used it, and only once did he use it offensively, when he also died, so it's not looking all too well. Mini in the forest is gonna be caught out here, finds the Undying, finds the Morphling, right clicks all over the place, trying to run himself out, won't be able to do so. Audio picks him up, Ice Path coming too late, now Fishbone and Bonsai on the run. Mana Leak up on the Darkseer, should be able to be fine though. Macropyre will slow them down perhaps. There's still the Mana Leak using the mini stun there. Jakiro gonna take a lot of damage from the Illuminate, will go down to the Morphling. Darkseer is gonna be going down probably here as well. Morphling triple kill. And that's gonna be the start from going on to the tier 3 tower. Buyback from the bad right. They do need that buyback right now.
Yeah. Man, that is the scariest thing about playing against a team that is so heavy paced. If you're ever slightly out of position retreating, you just get cleaned up so hard, and that's exactly what happened. Your tower is going to get picked off as Audio Dota right clicks. It still isn't bought as item, but there's illusion up on Undyne. Flame Break slowing them slightly, but Region BKB is up now. They can fight if they want to. Still haven't been able to see any combos from Darkseer or as such. They're going high ground, I think. I mean, they can poke on this. Region's right-clicking. There's the first ulti coming down. He's going to BKB ulti, and here comes. He's got full soul. Does some good damage. Blade Mail possible, but it doesn't matter. Can they kill the Undying? He is going to get killed. The first damage is pretty serious. But the epicenter looking like it's going to clean up so hard. 3 heroes dying. Parrot are dying. And more buybacks. They are not done yet. More TPs. They're trying to defend this. Oh, the TP from Darkseer accidentally canceled as he is going to surge in. And the retreat from Evo. They did take a Rax and a lot of buybacks out of Pulse, so I think that was going to be worth it for them.
I think so too, but at least it shows that Pulse is not out of the game yet. I mean, they showed some strength there, that they're still able to kill off some people. The dangerous part though is still, of course, Audio. He's getting bigger and bigger, and Pulse doesn't have any equivalent, whatever, the same thing on the same team. On Pulse, I mean, their Shadow Fiend is just, it's not carrying right now.
Yeah, that definitely caused some problems. Morphling goes back into the river, picks up an illusion rune. And there it is. It is going to be a Butterfly. So Butterfly picked up with Alpha Wolf in tow, of course. Increases his damage output by quite a bit. 30% bonus damage there. And Evo can just take this pretty easy. They don't have to force team fights. They can spend some time back out on farm for a little bit of time. Aegis is obviously not even close yet. No. Still 6 minutes away until that one respawns. But 3,000 gold still on Morphling does allow him a lot of space here.
Yeah, he's really looking very dangerous, and he is very far ahead of the rest of people net worth-wise, with now only still the Darkseer now highest up on Pulse, but everybody else of Pulse is lower than the lowest of Evo, so that's looking quite dangerous for them. They do need to take some more teamfights. With the last teamfight though, they got some experience back, but it's still going the way of Evo, and it's just it's looking very strong for them. And if you imagine that Pulse, when they do start to maybe take some more fights, get some more kills. They're still up against that Keeper of the Light, and the Undying try to push in against that. It's gonna be a tough job.
Glyph starts things off. Undying may put Tombstone. He's gonna Blade Mail in initially. He's about to run out though. There's the ulti. He does get the Tomb as well as his ulti up. This big ulti from Shadow Fiend. A little slow in the vacuum, unfortunately. Epicenter comes in. Now here comes the AoE damage. BKB's off. Second Shadow Fiend ulti as he does get picked out. Bone's eyes low. Scrambled eggs is next. Mini's up, as is the Chiro. They are going to kill the Pain and the tanking. It's another Burrow Strike and a ton of AoE damage. But here's the cleanup, and 5 dead now on Pulse. That's going to be an easy Rex finish for Evo.
Yeah, a triple kill for the Morphling, double kill for the Undying, and that indeed is looking very good. Look at the stacks that the Undying has from his decay. It's quite insane. And he's he's just having an amazing game right here on the bottom lane. The entire game on the bottom lane. Actually, are they not going to go for the barracks?
I assume they will. Undying's going to push this. They will have an easy tower killed. Illusion from Keeper of the Light killing a ward. That is the most annoying thing in the game. Illusion's having gem vision. Very frustrating, but either way, not an important nitpick this game. Regardless of that fact, I think they're still looking at a nice advantage. So they will push forward. Bone's Eyes respawning. He's going to try to slow it on the top push at least. I think bot is pretty much gone for sure. It's actually, they're going to shift mid. They want to try to take like 3 racks right now. Mid tower's going to get glyphed, and that's actually going to buy them enough time. They aren't going to profit from this push. They definitely were a little slow there. At the least, they could have guaranteed the bot range barracks. Not something they needed to do necessarily, but instead they shifted mid, did some damage to the mid tower. So whether or not that, I don't necessarily think that's the best choice, but I don't think it really matters at this point. They're so far ahead that they can kind of play it a little more safe. They don't have to take tactical advantages right now.
I think so too. I think they could just go for, maybe even for the GG if they went for the tier 4s, but they got a team wipe and didn't get anything extra from it, which is quite surprising. But it does buy Pulse some extra time, and they do need time. They need time to farm, even though right now, for them to farm, look at the ward placements from Evo. They are not giving them any space. They know. Yeah,
I really like the ward placements. They're perfect. Like, if you look at the vision of the Radiant team, they can see just about any path. There's literally no way that they can get out of their base without getting spotted, unless they go up straight up mid, or they sneak around this little patch on the top left side. So, perfect observer wards for Evo. You always want to shift those based on what your team's positioning is, and right now they're sitting so far ahead. Even Keeper of the Light is about to finish a sheep stick at 37 minutes as a hard support hero. Very surprising to see. And Undying may actually go Aghanims, which would be kind of cool, considering he pretty much already has everything else he needs.
Yep. And with Keeper of Life Sheep Stick, I mean, their problem is then also solved with not having that much disables. Just buy disables, and if you have the gold for it, then sure, why not? And maybe they're gonna wait until Roshan is up again before they're gonna push again. I do think they have such advantage that they can actually already push. Satanic up on the Morphling, did you already say that?
Nope, that is a new item.
That is a new item.
Nice thing about Satanic as an item, or any strength item you get, is that you can just take whatever strength you get and always morph it to agility. So if he wanted to, he could just put another 25 into agility. It's in a way you could look at any strength item as an agility item, to a certain extent at least. And he wanted the lifesteal, and it's not as... It's a very different Morphling build. We almost always see Manta styles with Scotties and Butterflies and Ethereal Blades, but he's just going for the right click. I don't need illusions. I just want to do as much solo target damage and utility as possible. And he's got a lot of lifesteal now. 25% base. That's pretty insane. Not to mention you can use it active and get a full heal. So, pretty cool to see.
Yeah, looking good. And already farming up a hell of a lot again. Has got buyback again ready soon, I think. Should he be needing it, which is of course... doubtful with the way team fights have been going for Pulse right now. And item-wise, Pulse is not getting anything extra since the last time that we checked. We still have Shadow Fiend farming though. I mean, he is trying to get up what he can. He has got a Yasha, he's going for a Manta style, but he should be TPing back soon again. Because pushing coming, top lane, Evo getting ready for it. Queen of Pain also side advice. 2 side advices.
Shadow Fiend does have enough for a Manta style, but he's probably going to sit on his gold for buyback in case the fight goes badly, which it probably will considering their gold disparity at the moment.
Yeah.
Dire team's getting ready to push in. Everybody's set. Do we have Aghanim Scepter? Nope, no Aghanims on Undying, but we have checked all the other new items. I believe Hex on Queen of Pain. I assume there's a Hex on Keeper. There is 2 Hexes now on the Dire team. This is so scary. And a Veil on Sanking. I mean, AoE damage is just insane here. There's 1 Frostbite. It's going to do some damage to Auto, but he does kill the tower.
Yep, that's tier 2. Oh, and look at that. They really don't want to defend, or they want to lose any of their tier 2s. They defend instantly, even though it was just creep pushing and they don't want to go for it anymore. They might actually... Oh, actually, that's an illusion. Oh, they don't know it's an illusion.
That was actually mini counter pushing there on the mid tower. That was 4 TPs that they just used. 3 or 4 at least. Yeah. Teleport scrolls that they wasted. And they did cancel a lot of them. I mean, I don't know why they all went so far. When Mini gets caught by couldnt. She actually blinks away. Despite having a DD, didn't want to force anything. They're playing so safe right now. Evo really does not want to lose the game, and you can tell. Like, I don't want to lose any towers. I want to win every team fight. I want to play extremely safe. Despite them being so far ahead, I think they could actually force a Rex team fight and still do okay, but they're playing it 100% safe. They definitely do not want to lose this game. Because they know they're not guaranteed to win it, but it is so in their hands.
Yeah. That is, well, actually, I'm okay with that. They have the right to do that, just to take the 100% win rather than going for the aggressive fights that would cause us more entertainment. But they're just doing it MTW style, just farming an extra 10 minutes or so before they're actually gonna be pushing into the base. Probably next Roshan.
Morphling has enough to probably buy Boots of Travel and fight again. So plus Aegis. So
the Roshan was actually
Yep,
done.
Just got taken. Undyne is Aghanim Scepter, so more survivability for him. And more damage amp as well. I mean, they've got damage amp, plus they have the Veil, plus they have Epicenter possibly. There's first dual breath. He's going high ground actually. Waveform's high. Blink to the low ground as Mini. Oh, tries to grab the Zanking, but slight mistake for him. Slightly delayed. 4 steps back up. That loses him all of his mana. Big Queen of Pain ult. It catches a couple. First hero dies. That's Bane actually. He does not have his ulti. He's still on cooldown. Pipes used as well, but Mini's about to get picked up. He does get killed by Decay. More clicks on Bone's Eye. There's the Epicenter finally coming through. Lots of buybacks on the way. Regen as well hasn't used BKB yet. He actually does have Manta Style. And there's the initiation. They are going to be able to grab the Undyne at least. Will they defend this? It's kind of looking like it. Is this Epicenter? I guess Epicenter finally he's come through. There's the big ulti from Regen. He's getting some good right clicks in. 13's getting low. Gets the raise. There's another vacuum. They might be able to defend this. It's getting close. Audio, there's the ulti as he does get picked off. Blue Core still low as well, but the miss chance is too much. And Mini not able to right click him down. And here comes the slows. Mini getting low, 4 staffs away. Moonwell in his way. Waveform comes through. Couple more right clicks. Regen comes through right clicks. Audio Dota's just going to stroll on out of the base though. His armor and evasion are way too high here. No threat of him getting killed, but they do defend the Rex with many buybacks though. So man, it's still putting them behind.
Yeah, Audio though, I mean he's level 25, he's got 6.5k gold, and he didn't even use his Aegis in the previous fight. I feel like they could have gotten more out of that one. If the Morphling was a bit more head first, even though he of course he went in head first, that got really low, went back again, healed up and went back to clean stuff up, but at least they pulse defense their Rex, so they still are given the chance.
Yep, they can still continue farming. It's definitely looking scary, though. The main issue at this point, Morphling not only is hard to kill in the first place, but he's got 35% evasion now. So even though Shadow Fiend does hit really hard, he needs a Monkey King bar before he can actually deal with the Morphling. They just don't have the burst damage. Unless they maybe find him solo and all 5 just jump on him and initiate using Brain Sap and Dagon and Fiend's Grip and all that stuff. But that's what's going to take. I mean, Morphling is not an easy hero to kill at this point. Plus, he has the Aegis on top of that. He bought a Boots of Travel now, so even if he dies, he can buy back and fight again. I mean, he's got 3 lives, and he can go extremely aggressive and try to make plays happen.
Yeah, and Evo actually smokes up, going towards the mid lane again, looking to be picking off, of course, those melee barracks that are now naked without a tier 3 tower to defend. They're first going to find a Darkseer. Darkseer, you are not dead yet. Search himself away. He's trying to run away from this. He has to run very fast though. There's going to be a Wii from up in 6 seconds. There's the TP out. Will be in time. No, you are not. Morphling picking up the kill. And they're going back towards the mid lane to continue the push in, I would guess. In the meantime, Shadow Fiend is trying to do some damage to the tier 2. Maybe he's going to be able to force out some TPs again, as considering they're prone on not losing their towers.
Yeah, he uses Manta Style. He's going to right click it. I think they just have to let it go at some point. They're going to glyph it. Well, you know, they're not even in position to push either, so there's a TP coming. That's going to be Queen of Pain. Oh, I love this trick he just played. Look at that. He ran his first illusion left to make it seem like, oh, that's the one that's going. There's a recall, though. They're going to team fight this. Mini comes in. Flame Break is going to catch the Sanking for a second. Fiend's Grip, actually, if they can kill him, he's nothing to disable him at all. In the Evo 13 might go down. He does get picked up, but Bane immediately afterwards. And Barretter died. That's 4 heroes dead. Oh, my God. And Regen getting hexed, not using BKB. There's the BKB usage, but it doesn't matter. A couple right clicks. His ulti goes off, but not enough damage. A good game. Well played is called.
Yeah, no real surprise since the last 20 minutes of the fight, I would say. Evo just playing outstandingly well, especially in that bottom lane. Really made the game, really shut down that Shadow Fiend, which was kind of the hope for Pulse to have, because that's of course the carry that they were running. And that Bane is not going to be able to do anything like that.
They definitely did need to shut down the Shadow Fiend, and they did an awesome job doing it. The dual lane was all they needed. They didn't dedicate a tri-lane to it. It just took 2 heroes and some very smart play, and they were able to kill the Shadow Fiend quite a bit. Very fantastic and very smart drafting from Evo, and they played it very safely from there on out and takes the win. So this is going to force Pulse to at least delay their win. They still need 1 win to be able to get first place. It's very crucial that they are able to do that. So.
Yeah.
Hopefully they can do it next game, for their sake at least.
For their sake indeed. And we're going to see indeed a game number 2, considering I'm now the streamer. Wow, that was a
You are. You get to close things out.
I have to close things out. We're still waiting for the throne to explode. We are going to see game number 2 between these 2 teams. As it is a league system, it is the last couple of play days. Sorry, I missed the ultra kill on the fountain. Not even a rampage.
Yeah. He couldn't die there. He was just... I mean, even before he used the Satanic, he was still life-stealing a little too much.
Hey, maybe
Plus
this
the
is
evasion.
more... Oh, will he still get a rampage if he kills him now? Look at that. He
He's
doesn't have
now,
the Satanic though, but he will be back up alive soon. Burrow strike still hits.
Yeah, it hurt his damage a little bit too much, and now he's going to morph down. Does
No,
grab it.
Yeah, too late for the rampage though.
That's true.
It's not going to happen anymore. Sad for him.
Bad for him.
Indeed. So league system, everybody faces each other twice. Team with the most points at the end of the season wins right now is Gamers University, that is highest on the list. And like you said, Pulse needs to win 1 more game so that they can be the winners of Division 2 for season number 4. But let's see if they're going to be able to do that. We're going to have game number 2 coming right up. Yeah, stay tuned.